Let's talk Christmas morning breakfast. Come on in, welcome to my home. It's Christmas morning. Alright, so it's not really Christmas morning, it's a couple weeks ahead. However, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this a lot because some of you are expecting this wonderful, great big Christmas morning breakfast from the very same people who are going to make you Christmas dinner. Morning. I mean, honestly, who at this time in the morning who's thinking about making their turkey wants to get up and cook a whole bunch of people breakfast? No. Can we just say no? Here's why. Alright, let's talk about the whole Christmas morning thing. When we wake up Christmas morning, if you have kids, you probably have kids who woke you up at dark 30 so that they can race down and see what Santa left them. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, they're probably all excited and you're probably stumbling around trying to figure out which way is up. No problem whatsoever. Okay, that's great. So then, if you don't have kids, you're still probably waking up Christmas morning, maybe a little bit later, and you're still probably stumbling around trying to figure out which way is up. However, if you are making Christmas dinner, you have to think about this. I mean, come on, let's think about the other part of Christmas morning breakfast before, because we have to think about, well, Christmas dinner. I know it's not part of Christmas morning breakfast, but it really is. The average family eats between 3 and 5 or 1 and 3, so I mean, we're talking about between 1 and 5. And the average turkey takes about 4 hours, 15 minutes to cook, and then it needs to rest for 30 minutes. So let's just round this up and be nice and say we've got 5 hours of turkey cooking, which means that the turkey is going to be cooking in the oven for 5 hours. If we eat at 3, well, if we eat at 3, that means that the turkey had to have started about 10 a.m. Alright, so that's okay. We can still get breakfast in there, right? Well, maybe? Because here's what I did. I went online and I started looking up recipes for Christmas morning breakfast. And there were a lot. I went up for the make-ahead breakfast recipes. And I'm like, that's really cool. This is really great. And most of them said you can make them the night before and then heat them up in the oven. We've got two really big problems. One, if you've ever made Christmas dinner, what is your refrigerator filled with? Yeah, your refrigerator is filled with everything that you're going to use for the night, for that Christmas Day dinner. Which means that the idea of storing an extra pan in there is just terrifying. And even if you have an extra pan to store in there. So, okay, I mean, maybe I can find a way to do this. So if we can get the kids up and everybody up by, let's say, 9 o'clock, and then unwrap presents and that sort of thing for the few immediate family who are there, then we would have breakfast. We'd have breakfast just as the turkey's going to be going into the oven, which means that breakfast had to have gone in. Most of these took about 45 minutes to an hour to cook, so you had to have breakfast in about the minute you started making or started unwrapping gifts. Okay, I mean, I guess that's not that big a deal. So you started that, you have breakfast, the turkey's going into the oven, then the breakfast dishes have to be cleaned up. Okay, still not a problem whatsoever. I mean, you can get the breakfast dishes cleaned up and while you're probably peeling potatoes or making sure that, if the turkey's going to be in the oven for 5 hours, that means that everything else had to have gone into the oven beforehand or after, or had to be cooked on top of the stovetop. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. There has to be an alternative to Christmas morning breakfast. So what is it? I'll be honest, the alternative to Christmas morning breakfast actually started a few days, if not weeks, before Christmas, and it does involve making breakfast for people, because while that is a really great thing to do, and oh wow, making breakfast for people can be like this whole wonderful family get-together thing, unless you are the person who's cooking. No. I mean, we don't want to, pile on a whole bunch of things onto somebody who's already going to spend all day in the kitchen. And that person is probably one of these people who just wants to do everything for everybody. But then we realize, looking back at the pictures, that the person who made Christmas dinner probably isn't in the pictures for Christmas morning. Do you know why? Because they're not there. They're in the kitchen trying to get everything ready for Christmas Day. Yuck. Yuck. So then you're saying, okay, well then the alternative is to put people in charge of getting their own breakfast. And I agree with that one. Like, I agree 100% wholeheartedly, except for one little tiny thing. Keep them out of my kitchen. I mean, I'm not like, my grandmother had a really big kitchen, and I mean a really big kitchen, which was set up in such a way that you could have people over on one side having breakfast and that sort of thing, and then on the other side where the kitchen cooking activity was happening. My kitchen's not set up like that. In fact, it's not set up like that at all. It's not even possible to set up my kitchen like that. So then it becomes an issue of, if those people want pancakes in the morning, they're literally having to come way into the kitchen to get things out. And if they don't know where things are, then it becomes more of a hassle where I might as well just make breakfast myself. And we don't want that. I'm grumpy enough as is. The last thing that you want to do is add extra grumpiness to me trying to get dinner done. So what's the alternative? Well, simple. The alternative is, know going into this that Christmas breakfast is one of those great breakfasts where you can have things like cold cereal, which if you put your boxes of cereal out with a container which can keep your milk cold out, and they don't even have to come into your kitchen. So I'm literally saying, set up a nice little place where you can have your cereal boxes, whatever it is that they need, out away from your kitchen, the toaster, the butter, jams, whatever you want, away from your kitchen. Really cool. That is wonderful. That way they're not intermingling and that sort of thing. Put the coffee maker over there, have all of your creamers, sugars, that sort of thing. You could even go as far as having things like a variety of oatmeals, instant oatmeal that they can make and have that sort of thing ready, set up. It can be really pretty. It can be moved and cleaned up pretty darn easily. And you can also have the coffee started for the day if you have a family who drinks a lot of coffee, which I've been told families drink a lot of coffee. We're not one of those families, so that's one of those interesting things. So you can have all that off. It can even be in the dining room. Yeah, you know what is better? I went online to see what places were open on Christmas Day so that way you could see what was available for you to go out and get breakfast. Yes, you can. You can go out and get Christmas morning breakfast and bring it in and not have to hassle the person who's making Christmas dinner. That would be really nice. That would be wonderful. Here's the benefit of doing that. The biggest benefit is the fact that nobody is having to cook except for the people who are working Christmas Day. Hopefully they're getting a big bonus, so hey, whatever. And then the other thing is, it really doesn't have to be cleaned up, because that's going to be an issue. Now, if you are one of these people who does want to go ahead and clean up things, you can run the dishwasher while other things are being done. Once again, really cool, really wonderful. But you're not having to do the Christmas morning breakfast yourself. And that's the big thing. Give the person who's cooking the time to relax and enjoy Christmas morning with everyone else, because it's hectic enough trying to get all the meals all together, and they're still trying to figure out how to, make sure that the mashed potatoes and the gravy and then the stuffing, green bean casserole, all of those things have to come out at the same time. And there's not a lot of room for error. There's not a lot of room to be bouncing around people. It can actually get to the point where people are fighting on Christmas morning. And we don't want that. We don't want fighting on Christmas morning. We want Christmas morning to be as happy for the person who is making Christmas dinner as it is for the kids who are unwrapping Santa's presents. Yeah. And we want everybody to be involved in the things. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, people can help you with Christmas dinner, and for some people that will work wonderfully. And I applaud you. I am not one of those people. I am one of those people who I would rather do it myself because I have a small kitchen. I mean, you've seen my kitchen. It's not a big kitchen. So having extra people in the kitchen can be just as deadly. Yeah, it's not that great. So yes, Christmas morning breakfast is the options of having all the stuff out where people can get to it, not coming into the kitchen, which is what should probably happen with everything, so that once the Christmas breakfast is all cleaned up, you have a spot for drinks and sodas and all those sort of things, which is out of the way of the kitchen, so people can go and get water or juice or whatever they would drink during the day without having to come into the kitchen and fight for where are the glasses, where are this, where are that. Not the glasses that you're going to use for Christmas dinner, but the glasses that they're going to use for the morning or that sort of thing. That way, nobody's in each other's way. Everybody's happy, because the other thing I haven't even mentioned is you have to get ready. You yourself, or the person who's making dinner, has to get ready for, the actual eating part. And a lot of families dress up for Christmas dinner, or at least want to try to look nice for Christmas dinner, get all the lights turned on and all those sort of things, and have the holiday music playing in the background. And if you're still fighting with the fact that you've got Christmas dinner dishes to do, you probably, if you wash them, they have to come out of the dishwasher, because as soon as Christmas dinner is done, those dishes have to go into the dishwasher. This can be an ongoing, complete, total nightmare of a thing. So yeah, my recommendations for Christmas morning breakfast really is go out for breakfast, bring breakfast in. You could even have ordered it beforehand and have it so that you can just go to the place that you're going to pick up your Christmas breakfast, pick it up, come home, and just put it out. And the person who is making Christmas breakfast or making Christmas dinner should not be the person who has to go out and get it. Make everybody's Christmas really, really a lot happier. They can be the person who put the order in, that's fine, because they probably put the order in days before or whatever, and then somebody else goes to pick it up, they put it out on the table, people eat, they enjoy themselves, they clean up after themselves, Christmas breakfast is done, and we're ready for Christmas Day. So plan ahead, please. If there's one piece of advice you've ever taken from this channel, this is it. Christmas morning breakfast does not need to be a homemade family get-together kind of thing. It can be brought in. You can make the lives of everybody special and wonderful and happy and enjoy it. And maybe you've gone to the same restaurant over and over again for Christmas morning breakfast. Maybe that's part of your tradition, is flapjacks from wherever, or scrambled eggs, or a muffin with, whatever. You have all that ready for Christmas morning, and you yourself are not doing it, and it's okay. Donuts are fine. Get your donuts the night before so that way you can put them out. I know a lot of you have probably kicked in and going, but I put my turkey out in the garage, and so there's room in my... Oh, okay, great, wonderful. With the climate change and everything that's happening, I don't know if it's going to be cold enough to put a turkey out in the garage or not. No idea. Like, none whatsoever. I don't have the space for it, so yeah, Christmas morning breakfast is definitely going to be something that can be ordered out, and I am not making it. And you know what? I do not feel guilty about it whatsoever, and neither should you. That's my advice. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. I'd like to take this time to thank these people who helped me go out and check out who's open for breakfast on Christmas morning. If you want to be part of the Patreon family where we discuss these videos and the videos which are coming up, and you help me decide on things which are happening on this channel, go ahead and check out Patreon, or you can check out the channel members where we do much the same thing. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this video, like and share this video. It helps let the YouTube algorithms know that you'd like to see more videos about like this. But right now, I'd like to hear from you. What do you do with your Christmas morning breakfast? Do you make the Christmas morning breakfast? Does it get on your nerves? Maybe you're one of these people who goes out of town and you don't even have to worry about that, which is really cool. You're really lucky about that. Do you want family members to be like, hey, we're going to make Christmas morning breakfast for you this year? Okay, that's cool. They can do that. I like to take more control of things, so let me know down in the comments what you thought about this, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.